Hey everyone, this is Senior Stationery and today's review is gonna be on the Cross 10 karat gold filled ballpoint pen. Thank you, Mr. Lego Man. This pen I got it from a dealer who sells vintage pens. As you can see, this still has the iconic, more elegant box from Cross, probably from sometime in the 80s, if not 80s or early 90s. Just look at it, it's just beautiful box. This kind of shows you how well a luxury pen should be presented. You get this lovely satin fabric with a pocket where you can get instructions and the guarantee, which is a nice touch and elegance. You get the lower velvety part, which is very nice. You don't see that anymore. It's kind of, I feel kind of nostalgic, or feel how at some point pens started downgrading, pen makers started downgrading their packaging for their luxury or just basically any pen. Buying a pen was a big deal in the past, just like when you bought like a tie or bought a watch or something like that. So I kind of feel bad that even the packaging nowadays really feels kind of cheap, and this is kind of like a reminder of what in the past was to buy a pen like this, and maybe even bought on a jewelry place, because by the way the display box is, it was probably likely it was sold on a jewelry place. So let me show you this pen. If you're familiar with the history of the cross century, this pen was introduced in 1946, and in a way we kind of owe the popularity of the ballpoint thanks to this pen. Cross was the main pen maker who believed on ballpoint back on an era when fountain pens were the norm. So if we look at it, it has a chrome tip, the rest of the barrel is gold, and the end tips of black plastic, which is very tasteful and nice. If we take a look on the clip, this pen used to have some publicity because it has a couple of holes, so it probably had some logo, like a circular logo, but it was pulled off. So it was nice. It's nice. So I have like a pretty much clean pen. But if you see, it does not have printed cross. Not even if you have a logo on top, there's no cross printed on the clip. So this is kind of more discreet, but you still have the cross logo font etched here on the top part of the pen. Same as the lustrous chrome, this is just a streamlined style. Some three rigid lines going throughout the whole barrel that gives it a gripping section, as well as the gold itself. It's pretty gives good gripping, so that helps a lot. If we look on the back, this pen I am assuming this sometime from the 80s, if maybe not kind of the early 90s maybe. If we take a look, it says cross, and then on the back it says I don't know, you might not notice, but it's very fine print. It says 10K gold filled USA. So this is one of the vintage USA made, electroplated emblem also. So the emblem was also kind of gold plated on the ridges of the circle or whatever was posted here. This twist mechanism is very smooth. This pen was pretty much new when I bought it, vintage new condition. What's the difference between these older US made gold pens and the newer ones? Well, for what I've noticed on shops and compared, is these older ones have a more lighter tone gold, like a very light, almost, you know, when you buy other pens that say golden trim, well, that kind of gold looks like this. This gold on the US made pens, vintage ones, is more like light tone, so it looks nice, looks kind of classy and tasteful. And what I've noticed on the newer Chinese made gold, sometimes the gold is not very uniform toned. Sometimes when you pull out the cap, you'll see a difference on the shade of the gold on the Chinese made pens, on, say, for example, a Century 2 pen, or maybe a Townsend or any other or models. But on the Century, what I've noticed is gold Chinese is more darker and more yellower gold. Some people might like that, some people might not. That might make it look maybe tackier, or you might suspect that it was not very well made. I don't have, unfortunately, a Chinese made. I want to get one because I want to have like that for a daily use and keep this one as a keepsake, as a collector's item, the US made one. But this really has a nice sheen to it, a nice shine, and this pen is really very well made and a nice heft to it. So will I recommend this pen? Yes. These older ones are really well made and solid, timeless, very iconic, kind of like possessing a nice jewel, but you are using a working jewel because you can write with it, maybe for special moments or just for if you like to write. It's a very nice and tasteful and elegant pen. Again, as I say, I unfortunately don't have at the moment a Chinese made, but basically what I see the main difference is maybe a little bit on the weight. This one feels a little bit more weighty, and I once grabbed a Chinese made Century, and what I noticed again was it felt a little bit lighter, but the grip is good because the gold makes for a good grip. You don't need any ridges, so you basically feel good grip on the pen, and the twist mechanism also works well on either a US or a Chinese made. But again, the shade of gold is kind of more yellower on the Chinese. So again, that's just a matter of taste, because as you can see over on this one, this is a more lighter tone to it. I don't know if you can see. It's a really nice tone of gold. Tasteful, not tacky, just, you know, it kind of also reminds me of the fact of how gold was very popular in the 70s and 80s. But even nowadays, it can still look very classy and classic as a pen. So again, this is a very lovely and contemporary looking pen, a nice statement of elegance, and well, I hope you like this review. Again, this is just basically my opinion, but I may differ, and please feel free to share your comments and opinions. If you like this review, remember to hit a like, and please subscribe for more stationery reviews. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.